Good morning, my brothers and sisters. Before we begin this new day, I want to invite you to sit quietly for a few moments and take a deep breath because maybe you woke up this morning feeling tired. Maybe your mind is already full of worries and your heart feels heavy before the day has even started. If that is how you feel today, then this prayer is for you. Let us bring our tired hearts to Jesus together and ask Him for the strength we need for this day. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. Philippians 4:13. Lord, I wish I could say that I woke up this morning feeling strong and ready for everything waiting for me today. But if I am honest, my heart feels tired. My mind already feels crowded, and there is a part of me that does not feel ready for another difficult day. Before my feet even touched the floor, my thoughts were already running. I was already thinking about responsibilities, people I love, things that need my attention, and situations that I still cannot control. There are mornings like this when I open my eyes and immediately feel the weight of another day sitting on my chest, and I quietly wonder if I have enough strength for everything that is waiting for me. I do not know why some mornings feel heavier than others. Nothing terrible may have happened overnight, and yet my heart still feels tired. It feels like my mind never truly rested. It kept thinking while I was sleeping. It kept carrying worries while my body was trying to recover. And now that a new day has arrived, all those thoughts are waiting for me again. There are mornings when I sit on the edge of my bed and simply stare into the silence for a few moments because my mind already feels exhausted before the day has even started. I do not even know exactly what I am afraid of sometimes. I just know that my heart feels heavy and my thoughts feel loud. I take a deep breath and try to calm myself, but there is still a pressure sitting in my chest that I cannot explain. My eyes may have slept, but my soul still feels restless. I think about my future and wonder how certain things will work out. I think about my family and pray that they will be safe and protected. I think about responsibilities that continue to grow and situations that remain uncertain. And before this day has even started, I already feel emotionally exhausted. Sometimes I worry about things that have not even happened yet. I imagine conversations that may never take place. I prepare myself for disappointments that may never arrive. I replay old memories and old fears, and my mind becomes so busy carrying tomorrow that I forget I have not even lived today yet. There are moments like this, Lord, when I wish I could wake up with complete peace. I wish I could open my eyes and immediately feel calm and confident. But if I am honest, there are mornings when I wake up carrying invisible burdens that nobody else can see. There are fears I do not always talk about. There are worries that I quietly keep to myself because I do not want to become a burden to anyone else. There are disappointments that I thought I had healed from, but somehow still visit my thoughts in the early hours of the morning. There are prayers that I prayed months ago that still seem unanswered. There are questions that remain in my heart, and I do not know when or how you will answer them. Sometimes I wonder if I am strong enough for everything that is in front of me. Jesus, there are times when I feel tired of being the strong one. There are moments when I feel like I have been carrying responsibilities and worries for so long that I have forgotten what it feels like to wake up with a light heart. I keep trying to stay positive. I keep trying to encourage myself. I keep trying to move forward and do what needs to be done. I keep telling myself that I will be okay and that I simply need to keep going. But there are moments when I feel emotionally tired in ways that I do not know how to explain because I have been carrying so much inside me for so long. There is a weary part of me that simply wants to rest. There is a part of me that wants to stop overthinking for a little while. There is a part of me that wants to stop worrying about tomorrow and simply breathe. I think the hardest part is that not everyone sees this kind of tiredness. People can see when someone is physically exhausted, but they do not always see emotional exhaustion. They do not always see the crowded mind, the heavy chest, the silent fears, and the pressure that someone carries while trying to smile and keep moving forward. There are days when I look completely fine on the outside, while quietly carrying so much on the inside. There are days when I laugh with people, answer messages, finish my responsibilities, and do everything that needs to be done while my heart is secretly asking for rest that I do not know how to find. And if I am honest, Lord, there are moments when I feel guilty for being tired. I tell myself that I should be stronger than this. I tell myself that I should have more faith than this. I tell myself to stop worrying and just trust you completely. But my heart does not always know how to do that. Sometimes I want to trust you, and at the same time, I still feel afraid. Sometimes I believe you are with me, and at the same time, I still feel overwhelmed by everything waiting for me today. Sometimes I pray for peace, while my mind keeps running through every possible problem that could happen. Sometimes I wish I could switch off my thoughts for a few moments and simply enjoy this morning without carrying the weight of my future on my shoulders. Because I do not want fear to become the first voice I listen to this morning. I do not want anxiety to decide how I will walk into this day. I do not want overthinking to steal another sunrise from me. I do not want another day where I pretend to be strong while quietly feeling exhausted inside. I want to be honest with you because you already know every thought I have not spoken out loud. You know the worries that woke up with me this morning. You know the fears that are hiding in my heart. You know the pressure I put on myself and the responsibilities that feel bigger than my strength. Jesus, there are moments when I honestly do not feel ready for another day, not because I have given up and not because I no longer believe in you, but because my heart has been carrying too much for too long. I have tried to be strong. I have tried to keep going. I have tried to hold everything together. But there are parts of me that feel worn out in ways that I do not always know how to explain. There are mornings when I honestly wish I could turn off my thoughts for a little while, because carrying so many worries has made even simple moments feel heavy. There are times when I sit quietly and do not even know why I feel so tired, because nothing terrible may have happened, and yet my soul feels exhausted from carrying invisible burdens day after day. And maybe that is why I am sitting here with you this morning. Before I start working, before I answer messages, before I step into my responsibilities, and before I carry another burden, I need a few quiet moments with Jesus because my heart is tired. I need to remember that I do not have to begin this day alone. I need to remember that I do not have to carry this entire day with my own strength. I need to remember that even though I feel weak, I have a Savior who never becomes tired, never becomes overwhelmed, and never leaves me to face my burdens by myself. So here I am, Lord, exactly as I am this morning, not pretending to be stronger than I feel, not pretending that I have all the answers, not pretending that I am not worried. I am simply bringing you my tired heart, my crowded mind, my hidden fears, my responsibilities, and every burden that feels too heavy for me. I am bringing you the part of me that feels exhausted before this day has even started. And as I sit quietly in your presence, I think I am beginning to realize that perhaps I do not need enough strength for my whole future right now. Perhaps I only need enough grace for this moment and enough faith to believe that the same Jesus who woke me up this morning will sit beside me, walk with me, and give strength to my tired heart one moment at a time. And as I sit here with you a little longer, Lord, I am beginning to realize that perhaps the reason I feel so exhausted is not because today has already become too hard, but because I have been carrying tomorrow before it has even arrived. Lord, as I sit here with you a little longer this morning, I think I finally understand why I woke up feeling so tired. I do not think it is because I slept badly last night. I think I have simply been carrying too much for too long. There are so many things sitting in my heart that I do not always notice them anymore because I have become used to carrying them. I have become used to worrying. I have become used to overthinking. I have become used to carrying responsibilities in my mind, even when there is nothing I can do about them at this moment. And maybe that is why I sometimes wake up exhausted before my day has even started. My body may have rested, but my heart feels like it has been awake all night carrying things that were never meant to stay on my shoulders. I keep telling myself that I am fine. I keep moving, keep working, keep answering messages, and keep doing what needs to be done. But if I am honest with you, there are days when I feel tired in places that nobody can see. There is a tiredness that lives deeper than my body. It feels like my mind has been running for so long that it no longer knows how to become quiet. Before I even get out of bed, I am already thinking about responsibilities, conversations, problems that still need answers, and situations that remain uncertain. Sometimes it feels like my mind has too many windows open at the same time, and none of them ever fully close. There are moments when I sit quietly and realize that I have been mentally preparing myself for things that may never even happen. I imagine worst-case scenarios. I rehearse difficult conversations in my head. I worry about problems that do not even exist yet. I prepare myself for disappointments that may never arrive. And after a while, all of those thoughts become heavy. They slowly sit on my heart and drain my peace. There are mornings when I miss what it feels like to have a quiet mind. I miss waking up and simply enjoying a sunrise without immediately thinking about everything that could go wrong today. I think about the people I love a lot, Lord. I pray for them. I worry about them. I wonder if they are okay. I wonder if they are carrying burdens that they have never told me about. There are moments when I wish I could protect everyone I love from every disappointment, every sickness, and every painful experience. But I cannot. I cannot control what happens tomorrow. I cannot guarantee that everyone I care about will always be safe. And I think one of the heaviest things about loving people is knowing that your heart can carry fears that your hands can never fix. Sometimes I lie awake thinking about people I love and carry those concerns into the next morning without even realizing how much they are exhausting my heart. There are also things about my own future that make me feel tired sometimes. I wish I could say that I always feel confident and hopeful, but there are mornings when I honestly do not know how everything is going to work out. There are things I still pray about. There are questions I still do not have answers for. There are dreams that seem far away and situations that remain uncertain. There are moments when I quietly wonder whether everything will be okay, whether I will have enough strength for what lies ahead, and whether I am somehow falling behind in life. Sometimes I look at other people and think they seem stronger than I feel right now. I thought I would have more answers by now. I thought I would feel less worried by now. I thought I would have figured out more of my life by now. I do not always say these things out loud, but you already know them, Lord. You know every hidden fear that visits me in the early hours of the morning. There are mornings when I pick up my phone and almost feel nervous about what I might see. I wonder if there will be bad news, another problem, another unexpected expense, or another situation that will ask more from me than I feel ready to give. Sometimes I think I have lived with uncertainty for so long that I have quietly taught myself to expect problems before they even arrive. And carrying that kind of anticipation every day is exhausting. It makes my heart feel tired before anything has even happened. And if I am completely honest, Lord, I think I am tired of always trying to be okay. I think I am tired of pretending that everything is fine when it is not. There are moments when I wish someone would simply sit beside me and say, "You do not have to carry everything today." There are moments when I want to stop trying so hard to hold everything together. I do not need another plan right now. I do not need another answer. I think my tired heart simply needs somewhere safe to rest. I think there is also a part of me that is tired of always trying to be strong. I am tired of saying, "I'm fine" when I am not. I am tired of acting strong when my thoughts feel heavy. I am tired of carrying things quietly because I do not want to worry anyone else. There are moments when I wish I could simply sit beside someone and admit that I feel overwhelmed, that I feel tired, and that I do not know how to carry everything that has been sitting on my heart. I have spent so much time trying to be strong that I sometimes forget I am allowed to be tired too. Sometimes I feel guilty for being overwhelmed. I tell myself that other people have bigger problems than I do. I tell myself that I should have stronger faith than this. I tell myself that I should stop worrying. But my heart does not always listen to those instructions. My chest still feels heavy. My thoughts still feel loud. I still wake up with concerns that I do not know what to do with. And maybe the most exhausting part of all of this is that I have been carrying so many things quietly. Most people would never know how tired I feel because I have learned how to smile while carrying heavy things inside me. There are mornings when I feel sad, and I cannot fully explain why. Nothing terrible may have happened. No disaster arrived overnight. Yet my heart still feels tired. I sit on the edge of my bed and stare into the silence for a few moments because I do not even know where to begin. I only know that there is so much inside me. So many thoughts, so many responsibilities, so many questions, so many things that matter to me. And all of it together sometimes feels like too much. Jesus, I think I have been trying to carry things that were never meant to rest on my shoulders. I have been carrying tomorrow before it arrives. I have been carrying worries that I cannot solve and fears that may never happen. I have been carrying responsibilities that make me feel pressure and concerns about people I love that I cannot control. Little by little, all of those invisible burdens have made my heart tired. So this morning, I do not want to pretend anymore. I do not want to act stronger than I feel. I do not want to keep saying that I can carry everything by myself because I cannot. My heart is tired. My mind is tired. There are parts of me that feel worn out in ways that I do not even know how to explain. And as I sit here with you a little longer, Lord, I think I am finally admitting something that I have been avoiding for a long time. I cannot carry another day with my own strength alone. I cannot keep pretending that I am not tired. I cannot keep trying to hold everything together by myself, because the truth is that I am exhausted. I have been carrying worries about my future, concerns about people I love, responsibilities that feel heavy, and fears that I rarely talk about. Little by little, all of those invisible burdens have drained something inside me. I think there are parts of my heart that no longer need another plan, another answer, or another attempt to figure everything out. They simply need the kind of strength and peace that only you can give. They need the quiet comfort of knowing that I do not have to carry everything alone anymore. And maybe the most honest thing I can say to you right now is this: Jesus, I need your strength because mine is running out. Jesus, I think I have finally reached the point where I cannot keep carrying all of this with my own strength anymore. I have spent so much time trying to hold everything together that I forgot what it feels like to simply rest in your presence. I have tried to solve problems that I cannot solve, control situations that I cannot control, and prepare myself for every possible disappointment. Somewhere along the way, I became tired in ways that I do not know how to explain, because There is a kind of exhaustion that settles deep inside the heart when someone has been carrying too much for too long. I think I have reached the place where I need to stop pretending that I can do everything by myself. There are parts of me that feel worn out. There are thoughts that feel heavy before the day has even begun. There are worries that have been sitting in my mind for so long that they have become familiar. I wake up with them, I carry them through the day, and I sometimes fall asleep with them still sitting quietly in my heart. I never planned to carry so much inside me, but little by little, one responsibility, one fear, and one disappointment at a time, my heart became tired. There are moments when I honestly do not know why I feel so exhausted, because nothing terrible may have happened recently. Yet my soul feels tired. My mind feels tired. There are mornings when I sit quietly and feel like I have already lived an entire day before the day has even started. I think I have been mentally preparing myself for so many things, expecting problems, worrying about people I love, and trying to stay ahead of every possible difficulty that my heart no longer knows how to rest. There are mornings when I wish I could borrow strength from somewhere, because I honestly do not feel like I have enough of my own. I wish I could wake up feeling brave and full of confidence, but some mornings I simply feel tired. I feel like someone who has been carrying invisible things for so long that I no longer remember what it feels like to begin a day without pressure sitting on my heart. Sometimes I take a deep breath and quietly hope that today will not ask more from me than I feel ready to give. And perhaps that is why I need you so much today, Jesus, because I have reached the limits of my own strength, and I no longer want to pretend that I have enough for everything waiting in front of me. And if I am honest with you, Jesus, I think I am tired of trying to be the strong one all the time. I am tired of acting like everything is okay when there are moments when I feel overwhelmed. I am tired of carrying things quietly because I do not want to become a burden to anyone else. I am tired of answering, "I'm doing fine," when my thoughts are heavy and my heart is asking for rest. I have spent so much time trying to keep moving forward that I forgot I am human too. I forgot that I have limits. I forgot that there are moments when I need help, moments when I need comfort, and moments when I simply need Jesus. I think one of the hardest things to admit is that I cannot fix everything. I cannot protect everyone I love from pain. I cannot control what tomorrow brings. I cannot answer every question about my future. I cannot prevent every disappointment, and I cannot carry every responsibility without eventually becoming tired. I have limits, Jesus. My strength has limits. My understanding has limits. My energy has limits. And perhaps I have been frustrated with myself because I keep expecting myself to carry things that no human heart was ever created to carry. There are moments when I feel guilty for feeling weak. I tell myself that I should trust you more. I tell myself that I should stop worrying and have greater faith. But my heart does not always move that quickly. Sometimes I want to trust you and still feel afraid at the same time. Sometimes I believe you are with me and still feel overwhelmed by everything waiting for me today. Sometimes I pray for peace while my thoughts continue running in every direction. And perhaps that does not make me a bad Christian. Perhaps it simply makes me someone who is tired and desperately in need of the strength that only Jesus can give. There are moments when I wish I could go back to the person I used to be before my mind became so busy and before my heart learned how to carry so many worries. I miss feeling light. I miss waking up without immediately thinking about responsibilities and uncertainties. But perhaps this tired version of me has learned something important. It has learned that my own strength has limits, and that there are places in my heart that only Jesus can reach. And maybe that is not a weakness at all. Maybe it is simply what happens when someone has been carrying too much for too long, and finally decides to stop hiding how tired they really are. As I sit here with you, I am beginning to realize that I do not need to have enough strength for my entire future today. I do not need answers for every question or solutions for every problem waiting somewhere ahead of me. I only need enough grace for this moment and enough faith to take the next step, trusting that when the next moment arrives, you will still be there. Perhaps I have been exhausting myself by trying to carry an entire future that I was never asked to carry all at once. Because when I look back, I realize that you have never left me before. There were days when I thought I would never recover from what I was carrying, and somehow you carried me through. There were nights when I did not know what to do, and somehow you stayed with me. There were disappointments that felt unbearable and seasons that felt uncertain, and yet I am still here. I may not understand every chapter of my life, but I cannot deny that your faithfulness has followed me through every difficult season I have faced. I have learned that my own strength wears out more quickly than I want to admit. There are days when my emotions become heavy and my thoughts become so crowded that I do not even know where to begin. I try to carry everything quietly, but eventually I become tired. And when I sit here with you this morning, I remember something that comforts me. You are not overwhelmed by the things that overwhelm me. The things that make me anxious do not make you anxious, and the questions that keep me awake at night are not confusing to you. You already know every burden I woke up carrying this morning, and somehow you still invite me to bring all of it to you. Jesus, I think what my heart needs most right now is not another plan or another answer. I think what I need most is the quiet comfort of knowing that I do not have to carry this day alone. I think I am slowly remembering that you never asked me to be strong enough for everything. You simply invited me to walk with you, trust you, and place my tired heart into your hands because you already knew there would be days like this when I would not have enough strength of my own. And as I sit quietly with you, I do not suddenly have all the answers, and I still do not know exactly what this day will bring. The things I was worried about when I woke up this morning have not disappeared. The responsibilities waiting for me are still waiting, and the questions I have about my future still do not have answers. But something inside me feels different because I no longer feel like I am carrying all of it by myself. Somehow my tired heart feels a little lighter simply because I have stopped trying to be my own strength and have begun resting in yours. I may still feel weak, but I no longer feel alone, and perhaps that quiet realization is the beginning of peace returning to my heart. Jesus, I think that may be the most comforting thing I could remember this morning. I am not alone. I still have responsibilities waiting for me. I still have questions that I cannot answer. I still do not know exactly how certain situations in my life will work out. Some things are still uncertain, and some burdens are still sitting quietly in the back of my mind. But my heart feels different now. It feels quieter than it did when I first sat down to pray. I think it is because I have spent these moments with you, and somewhere in this quiet conversation, I stopped feeling like I had to carry everything by myself. When I came to you this morning, my thoughts felt loud. My mind was crowded. My heart was tired before the day had even begun. I was carrying worries about things I cannot control and thinking about situations that do not even have answers yet. I was carrying tomorrow before it had even arrived. And if I am honest, I felt exhausted. I felt like someone who had been carrying invisible burdens for so long that I no longer remembered what it felt like to wake up with a light heart. But as I sit here with you a little longer, I am beginning to realize that my tired heart was never asking for every answer this morning. It was simply asking for peace. I do not need to understand my entire future today or solve every problem before this day begins. I only needed this quiet reminder that you are with me, that I do not carry my questions alone, and that I do not have to hold my whole life together by myself. There is something deeply comforting about being able to sit quietly with you and not pretend. I do not have to hide my fears from you. I do not have to act stronger than I feel. I do not have to explain why I am tired, because you already know. You know the thoughts that woke up with me this morning. You know the things I have been carrying for weeks and months. You know the worries I never talk about and the pressure I quietly place on myself. You know the sadness that sometimes appears for reasons I cannot fully explain. You know every hidden burden sitting inside my heart, and even knowing all of that, you are still here with me. I think my heart needed this reminder today, because I forget these things more often than I realize. Somewhere along the way, I start acting as if I have to hold everything together and be strong enough for every situation that might happen. I begin carrying an entire future on my shoulders and feel guilty for being tired or overwhelmed. But sitting here with you reminds me that I can come to you exactly as I am, tired and uncertain, and still be completely loved by you. When I look back over my life, I realize there were other mornings when I felt exactly like this. There were seasons that seemed impossible and nights when I thought I would never find peace again. There were disappointments that hurt deeply and uncertainties that frightened me. There were moments when I honestly did not know how I was going to keep moving forward. And yet somehow, you carried me through every one of those seasons. I did not always notice it at the time, but when I look back now, I can see your faithfulness in places where I thought I was completely alone. My heart feels lighter for a different reason. My circumstances have not suddenly changed, and I still have questions that remain unanswered. There are responsibilities waiting for me and uncertainties that I still do not understand. But I have stopped trying to carry everything by myself, and somehow that has brought a little peace back into my heart. I have spent these quiet moments with you, and even though nothing around me has changed yet, something inside me has. My thoughts feel slower. My breathing feels calmer. The pressure sitting on my chest does not feel quite as heavy as it did when I first sat down to pray. Jesus, if my thoughts become loud again today and I start carrying tomorrow before it even arrives, gently bring me back to this quiet moment with you. Help me remember that I do not have to pretend that I am strong when I feel weak, and that I do not have to keep everything together by myself. Help me remember that I can always come back to you with my tired heart, and that you are patient with me, even on the days when I feel overwhelmed and do not know what to do with everything I am carrying. Thank you for sitting with me this morning. Thank you for listening to fears that I could not fully explain and worries that felt too heavy for my heart. Thank you for staying close to me when my thoughts felt crowded and my mind would not rest. Thank you for being gentle with me on mornings when I feel exhausted, uncertain, and afraid of things I cannot control. And as this prayer comes to an end, I realize that I am not getting up from this moment with every answer I wanted. I still do not know exactly how certain things in my life will work out. Some questions remain unanswered, and some responsibilities are still waiting for me, but my heart feels different now. I no longer feel like I have to carry all of it by myself. And for this moment, Jesus, I think that is enough. I do not know everything that this day will bring, and I still cannot see how certain things in my life will work out. But I know that I do not walk into this day alone. So I will leave this quiet place with a softer heart, a slower breath, and the simple comfort of knowing that you are with me. My questions may still be there, and I may still feel tired at times, but something inside me feels calmer than it did when I first sat down to pray. I cannot explain it perfectly. Nothing around me has changed yet, and still my heart feels a little lighter because I have spent these moments with you. And somehow that feels like enough for today. In Jesus' precious name, amen.